Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and we're back for some MAPP Weekly. Now, usually we have one main topic. We like to center around The Walking Dead a lot. We do have a mini topic today. I think we got two little mini ones, one relating to The Talking Dead, one relating to the actress who plays Michonne on The Walking Dead. After that, we're going straight to the fan feedback, and we're going to kick around a bunch of different things, whatever you guys want to discuss. So, actually, let me move this over. This is in the way, so I can see the comments. Maybe I should let a few people pile in here before we discuss for those wondering, the first topic we're going to discuss is just briefly to stay updated on the Talking Dead, the Chris Hardwick little scandal. And I guess they replaced Chris Hardwick with Yvette Nicole Brown for the moderating during San Diego Comic-Con, which is coming up in a few days. And now they have temporarily announced, or they announced they're going to temporarily replace him with Yvette Nicole Brown on the actual Talking Dead. That was the articles coming out just in the past couple days. So right off the bat, I just want to ask you guys, and again, this is only a tiny part of what we're going to discuss today, but right off the bat, I'm kind of curious how you guys feel about that. I'm a little shocked, to be honest. If I can, where's my... Watch that doesn't fall on your head, hon. I'm a little shocked, to be honest. I thought that was just going to blow over. It was like a big deal when it first dropped, like the news. And then, like, no, I mean, forgive me for being cold or sounding cold, but no one cares. A week later, I feel like, or weeks later, I feel like nobody gives a damn. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, let me know. Maybe it's still a hot topic out there. Maybe they have more information or harder proof than we have, you know, the fans and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't, and that's why they canned him, because they knew that news would get out there. But yeah, I honestly thought it would go in his favor. He had ex-girlfriends come out. The text messages were leaked, and they seemed to be in his favor. I honestly thought it was going to blow over, but now it seems like it's taking longer than I would have thought, you know. So maybe she'll be the host when it comes back for Fear the Walking Dead, and then if that works and there's no, you know, fan outcry, maybe they'll slip him back in for the Walking Dead. I don't know, or maybe he's gone altogether. I mean, that's like I said, ouch. That's an ouch. No one really knows what happened except for those two, because nothing was recorded, nothing was caught on tape, so it's difficult to come to a conclusion or a determination or a judgment. We can all just, you know, say what we feel, but at the end of the day, it just feels, I don't know, it feels unfinished, you know. Anyway, the other bit of news, if I can, let me move the webcam? Yeah, we'll move the chat. Dude, guys, with a $2 super chat. Thank you very much for the support. You said, what's up? Not much. Here's the absolutely beautiful Denai Guerrera. And I guess this is what, Forbes? I don't really like going to Forbes, but it says here she is currently in talks to star in Godzilla vs. King Kong, part of that cinematic universe that Legendary is trying to build with those monsters. And past that, she may follow in the footsteps of Walking Dead alum Sonequa Martin Green and be heading to Star Trek, while Martin Green currently stars in CBS's Discovery. Guerrera is in talks for a role in the next Trek film, one helmed by the series' first female director, S.J. Clarkson. Shooting 16 episodes a year in Georgia, you often don't see many Walking Dead. And then it pretty much goes on and on. But in a nutshell, all we need to take out of that, and what's in the headlines more and more, is the fact that with rumors still circulating that Maggie might go, Andrew Lincoln might go, or Rick Grimes might go, other people might go. Michonne is another one that fans worry about, fans and the media discuss whether or not she's going to be leaving The Walking Dead. On the flip side, Angela Kang seemed pretty confident and pretty sure, if you read those articles with the new showrunner, that they have a lot of story for Michonne and she's not going anywhere anytime soon. I would be shocked if she goes, because if they announced a TV show, I would be worried about Michonne. But I feel like the movies and not having the, as far as we know, the lead role. I mean, if she's in Godzilla versus King Kong, I love Deny, but you're not the lead. You shouldn't be. It's Godzilla versus King Kong. Am I right? You know? And then, what was the other one? The other one was, I forget already. Jeez. This Star Trek. That's right. She has a little part in the Marvel Universe with the Avengers. I believe she should have another little part. Again, it's a role that she can do and still keep her job on The Walking Dead fairly easily, I would imagine. And then the same thing for Star Trek. If it's a movie, I would imagine she would have enough time to do the movie and do The Walking Dead as well. So I'm not worried about Michonne. I found a neat little chart, though, I wanted to show you guys, because we're big fans of The Walking Dead and the zombie genre. Let me remove the webcam again. Here is zombie films that have spiked in the past 2 decades. This is part of the article. And it said the source, the zombie movie database. Oh, it's like IMDb. Oh, that's Vox down there. So this is coming from the Vox website, but this source, the zombie movie database, I laugh because it's like the IMDb. Hold on, I got my banner covering it up down here. So there was 3 zombie movies in the 1930s, 8 in the 1940s, 9 in the 50s, 17 in the 60s, 28 in the 70s, 69 in the 80s, and then it dipped down to 46 in the 90s. And then in the 2000s, it blew up to 172. Damn. And then this is an odd one too, because this is what they project they're going to do, and it's only what, 4 more than the previous decade, and that's kind of odd. Because the Walking Dead, I assume this is starting at 2010. So The Walking Dead came out in 2010. So from 2010 to 2020, the zombie genre hasn't really grown. The same amount of content is coming out if you look at this graph, movie-wise. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But I think what really jumps the genre is you get a lot of zombie fans that since filmmaking has gotten easier now with the technology, cameras being cheaper, zombie fans loving to take part in throwing goop on them and then being like an extra or a zombie in an independent show. I think that is the big reason for the spike going from the 90s to the 2000s, 3 times as much, going from like 50 on average in the decade, 50 zombie movies in a decade, jumping up to almost 200. Got 172. But keep in mind, a lot of those are just, crap zombie movies, man. What do we got going on? So, guys, that's pretty much it. I wanted to show you guys the chart. Thought it was neat. It is part of research I'm doing for a video coming out in a while. And then the Danai Gurira, whether you guys think, there's any reason to worry about whether she's leaving The Walking Dead or not, and then to give you the update on Chris Hardwick. So I'm going to scan through the comments, the fan feedback, and see what you guys have to say. See if there's anything going on. Yeah, that's the tricky part. So in the Spaceman, it looks like you're in mid-conversation there, but you said no one's defending anyone, just asking for proof before they are blacklisted. That is the tricky part, because there's just no proof, and some people think you should believe the women right away, and then some people are right on his side because of certain proof. I'm pretty simple. I don't have proof, so I'm not picking either or, but I do think it's worrisome that somebody can just have their career ended literally overnight with accusations that aren't that clear and don't have a lot of substance behind them. Again, if you start looking into it, the the victim contradicts herself on a couple of them. I think there was some video she did where she talked about how there's this instance where she went to the hospital and Chris Hardwick was there and absolutely supportive and he's the best and this and this and this. But then in the essay, when she talked about that instance, he was like a monster. You know what I mean? So which one is true? I mean, you know, if I'm looking at it from my perspective, yeah, is it lagging? That's got to be YouTube. I don't have anything on my end yet. But, yeah, from my perspective, if the girl said A and then B and she's directly contradicting herself, I'm not going to believe her as much. So I don't think he should at this time. Unfortunately, I don't think there's enough evidence where he should have lost his job. You know, I'll admit that right up front. I don't think he should have lost his job over it. But I wouldn't support him if there was a way for evidence to come out. I wouldn't continue to support him. I'd be like, oh, look at that. Yvette is a favorite in the Comic-Con community. Good choice. Yeah, listen, for moderating, she's been around. I don't know if many people realize, but she's definitely been around because we don't pay attention to every single thing The Walking Dead does as far as who's doing what. But when they had the Madison Square Garden event for Season 6, they brought her on to moderate. It wasn't Chris Hardwick. I don't know if he had something to do or not, but this isn't like a new thing. You know what I mean? They bring her out when Chris is busy. A few other times that I'm aware of. Probably more times that I'm not aware of. But, yeah, like it's not a new thing. She's definitely the #1 pick if Chris is stepping down for whatever reason. Yeah, and then Chris had a number of ex-girlfriends come out to defend him. I think it's 2 so far, and then a couple other people. It's just a messy situation. Michael Mohan said, imagine the backlash if AMC didn't fire him, especially if he turns out to be guilty. No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. If they took steps like, okay, you know what, we're looking into this, we're going to put him on ice for now, they would have to follow it up with something like, okay, this isn't moving forward. We don't have people coming out. There's not multiple people. It's not like other scenarios where once someone comes forward, a ton of people come forward. Next thing you know, it's the person. There's definitely something really wrong. No, this is a situation where one person came forward and that was pretty much it. And if he was found out guilty later on, AMC could simply, okay, he's guilty, he's fired. You know, I don't think they should be held accountable for waiting until proof comes out, you know? And again, keep in mind, this is very different than Kevin Spacey, for example. Once somebody came out, like 50 people came out. Yeah, it's pretty different in that case. Hey, you got that Wi-Fi off on that, right? Mm-hmm. You're not downloading any games or none? All right. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube is having some issues tonight. There's literally no... yeah, there's literally nothing else connected to the net. I'm still waiting on them to come out to run a line, fix something with the internet. But what? That's weird. Is that a new game?
Look, you have to...
Honey, I gotta do this, buddy.
Wait, watch.
I like the pumpkins, actually. Wait, hey Ronald, my G, you should 100% do zombie films shorts on your channel in the future. That would be so cool, and I know you would do amazing. Oh, don't be surprised if those come up. When I first saw Cargo like 2 years ago, I had that thought of bringing shorts on, and since then I actually have a list. I got a binder of future MAPP projects coming out on the channel. And the back end of this summer going into the winter and stuff, I think it's going to be really fun. But independent, I don't know what to call them, shorts and, you know, feature length stuff that's now being put out on YouTube primarily is going to get a focus. There's, oh my God, I can't remember what the name is, but they do a lot of incredible shorts. They're connected to a actual legit production company, but they do exclusive shorts that they put up on YouTube. Oats Studios, I think it's, and I haven't looked into the company, so they might do other things like festivals and stuff, but definitely check out Oats Studios. They do some absolutely amazing things, yo. Hold on, we got super chat from, I wouldn't let me click on the super chat. Let me move this over. Alyssa Jet with a $10 super chat support. Don't know if you mentioned yet, but did you hear about the new comic series by Kirkman and Gimple? Kirkman is their new name. I don't know why in the world I was going to say Gimple and I was going to say Kirkman, but you wrote it Kirkman first and Gimple, so my brain said Kirkman. Yes, Kirkman, the duo. They have a comic out now called Die, Die, Die. And thank you very much for the $10 super chat support. I really appreciate that. I did not know that was Gimple and Kirkman, a.k.a. Kirkman. I did not know that was them at all. I keep getting this buffering sign. I wonder if the YouTube is buffering too, but I literally found that out maybe an hour ago. Someone sent me a message on social media, and they were like, yo, you know, Gimple is doing a comic with Kirkman, and it's called Die, Die, Die. And I was like, wait a minute. I know that he has a new comic out, but I didn't know Gimple was doing it with him. I have it reserved at the comic shop. I haven't been able to get up to my comic shop in like 4 months. So I'm going to try to get up there this week, definitely, and pick that up and give it a read. I've seen A Quiet Place. I liked it. Have some issues here and there, but I liked it. The end was a little iffy for me. Lights Out. Could you rank them? I don't remember Lights Out. I get them confused. Lights Out, Don't Breathe, or something. No, is that the one where there's a creepy, like, ghost girl thing, and if the light's on, the ghost won't get you, or something like that? Yeah, let me know if you guys are lagging, because the stream is all green. It says everything is great, but I notice I get a lag wheel on my... Brian says, shouldn't Gimple be swamped with work as it is? Hope the quality doesn't keep decreasing. Well, here's the thing. In defense of them doing the story together, it's really not that difficult if you got both of them writing. I know there's 4 names on the comic. I don't know if they're only the 2 writers and the other ones are the art and tone and coloring or something like that. But it's really easy. Like if I was doing a comic with somebody, I'm already doing a YouTube channel and I'm already doing my comic, Doomsday Kingdom. If I was going to link up with somebody, we could sit down over a couple beers or a couple cups of coffee and come up with an idea and a script, and we could probably have that in our free time. So I really think it's doable. I don't think it's too much, because keep in mind, we don't know if this is going to be a long project. It could be just 30 or whatever, 30 issues, 40 issues. This could be something where they kicked around the idea while they're working on the Walking Dead, and they've been working on this for 2 years, like in their free time, coming up with ideas. So if you have a story, like there's a story I have been thinking about for years to do, that takes place in a world where superheroes exist, and it follows them from far away, as like it follows just regular people, right? And we see the superheroes in the distance, and it's done in a more grounded and realistic way. And that's a story that for years, little by little, I've been thinking about. If I had the opportunity to do a comic, I could probably sit down right now and I know the next 12 issues. That's a year. You know, that's 1 issue a year, or 1 issue a month. That's 1 full year. Within the next year, I guarantee I can script the next year's worth of comics in my free time, in the shower. You know what I mean? Like, or driving, carpooling. You could come up with these ideas for the story, so it's not that, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we have to worry about them doing too much. Yeah, I'm still getting no. If you get any lag, please refresh your thing. I can't figure out what it is. My YouTube stream health, it's called. Everything's green. Everything's great. I don't know what else it could be. Add stream info. Let me see here. Yeah, it says stream is healthy, stream health is excellent. So I'm not sure. If anyone's still lagging, refresh your thing, see if that helps. Yeah, someone said they refreshed and it's fine. What does your shirt say? What does my shirt say? Oh, South Pole. It's a, it's just like the graffiti. It's a company called South Pole. Have you ever seen Bates Motel? Yeah, I watched it. I liked the first 2 seasons, and then I just stopped watching it. What is Die 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 about? I don't know. I think I heard it's about mercenaries or something, or assassins, but that's it. Squad TV says, do you think Angela, as the new showrunner, will bring back the gore and blood to the show? Love your channel. I hope she does. I really hope she does. Like I said before in a review, she has said a lot of things that I agree with. And I think she knows that with The Walking Dead, censoring the blood and gore takes away from a lot of what they're showing. It takes the impact away. So I think that's the wrong idea to go that direction. And I think she realizes that, or at least I hope so. Kareem said, have you ever heard of Hereditary? Genuinely creepy. Yes, that is a movie I've been trying to watch. Ronnie, did you see Sharp Objects on HBO? I saw the trailer. I'm definitely interested in that. I have HBO now, or HBO Go. I forget which one. I love it. $15 a month. You get it on the phone. You don't need a TV service. You just need internet. I am not paid by them, but I think it is friggin' fantastic. And I leave it on. I got it for Game of Thrones. Now I just leave it on because, like I said, it's $15 a month. I could wash the dishes and pop on HBO on my phone or tablet or whatever. So that's something I'm definitely going to watch. Sharp Objects. Is that out already? Hey, Ronnie, are you thinking about doing any more The Walking Dead cast member interviews? Yeah, actually, with the new microphone now, and then I fixed something that... Remember before when I interviewed Peter Zimmerman, there was something messed up with the OBS and recording the vocals. Well, I actually fixed that now, and it was something that I messed up. It was something that you got to go into the settings and set where you want it to record from. And I guess I had it set on the other TV. You know what I mean? So the OBS was saying, oh, it's recording his sound out of this TV. But I wasn't aware because I had headphones on that his voice was connected to this monitor. So I screwed it up and it was recording out of the wrong one. And it gave it this really echo metallic, shitty sound. But I got that all fixed and straightened now, and I can't wait. We are interviewing Peter Zimmerman. He just, both of us got a new cell phone recently, and we actually just hit each other up to exchange numbers again. And I talked to him again just briefly, and he's excited. I think, if I remember correctly, in August, we're going to get something together. So, and then based off of that, I'm going to do him first, and we're going to launch into any and everybody else that we can fit in that wants to sit down and chit-chat. No lag, no lag. I went back about 10 seconds in the stream and that helped. It means I am behind, but at least I can hear it now. Nice. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Maybe it is just my internet. Yo, Preacher Season 3 is dope. Yeah, I'm going to check that out. Some of it seems a little weird, so I don't know. Like, it might be something where I like, but I'm not, sucked in by. Like, I saw a little preview of the girl talking to God or something, and I was just like, okay, I need to go back and watch it all because this just looks silly and dumb, This looks like I need to be 19 again, stoned off my ass to really enjoy, you know what I'm saying? But I'll get there. I'm going to go back and start because I didn't even watch Season 2 yet. Dude Guys with a $2 super chat support. Does Negan smoke the trees? I'm pretty sure JDM does. Negan? I don't think so. I mean, there's no hint that he does, but if he did, I wouldn't be surprised. Be strong. Well, we know his previous job, he likely got tested, so maybe he didn't at that time, but his attitude and demeanor. They did have a grow operation in the satellite post. Maybe that was Simon's, though. I don't know. Bistron said, do you think the group will make it past Washington, D.C. in Season 9? Well, I don't think they're going to Washington, D.C. I think they're, just around that area, maybe scavenging, looking around or something. As far as going past it, yeah, I think they're going to explore and set up territories and stuff, like roads and stuff, not other communities. Johnny Raincloud said, have you seen The Wild and the Wonderful Whites of West Virginia? I have no idea what that is. Is that a movie? Blonde PT says, it's going to be so hard for his career to bounce back even if he's exonerated simply because he was accused. I feel that she was certain it could be proven or would have never went public. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. He's likely going to be hurt by that for a long time, him and his career. Spin 2020 with a $10 super chat support. I love Angela Kang's comments on the life after people vibe the show will have when they return. I hope she does well and people give her a chance. It's not like she will have carte blanche. Yeah, I think people should give her a chance, and I don't think it's necessarily right to look back at just the episodes she wrote, because keep in mind, unless I got this wrong, she's not in total control of what the story's doing. You know what I'm saying? She has to stick within the parameters of what they discuss. So if they discuss this episode is going to be solely about Beth and Daryl, she can't just change it and do whatever she wants. Again, if I have this correct. Now, you could disagree with, okay, the drinking, the alcohol thing was stupid, but maybe it was to connect to Herschel, yada, yada, yada. I all around thought that was a weak episode just because Beth annoyed me with that shit, and the group was separated. I was in a different place as a fan. I wanted them to progress forward, and I really felt like this was an episode with character development that I didn't feel necessary, and I just wasn't interested. Even rewatching it, I tried to see if I'd like it later, so I just didn't. Ooh, someone's going at it in the comments section. He never answers you. Get the hint. You're not wanted here. It should show who you guys are talking to, so that way I can keep up with the convos. Do you like Grateful Dead? I don't hate them. I don't have any of their CDs though, and I do know there's a couple songs I like. You know what I'm saying? Ronnie, have you seen Pinky Blinders? No, not yet. It's on my list to watch though. And when I mean my list to watch, I don't mean like this week or tomorrow. I mean it's on my list. Maybe in a few months I'll get around to it. Because I know every time I say that I'm gonna watch it. People in a few days they say, "Hey, did you watch it yet?" No, it's on the list, but it's gonna be a few weeks, a few months. Alyssa Jet with another $10 super chat support. Thank you very much. And Spin, I don't think I said thank you. Thank you as well. Alyssa Jet says, what new series are we all going to agree to watch if and when we don't have our show? I saw one that looks okay. Castle Park. Castle Park, that sounds familiar. Castle Park. I'm not sure. And the time will come where we don't have the original Walking Dead show. But I tell you what, there will be something else. Mark my words. There definitely will be something else for us to watch and enjoy. Dude, guys, with a $5 super chat support, I remember that scene when Rick's group wiped out the outpost and Abraham found the weed room. I thought they were setting up a new Abe story arc. Yeah, that would be interesting. Let me see if I got it. Looked like your comment was cut off, but I don't think it was. Ronnie, what's up? What do you think will go on with the Shaq and Radio Gabe and Carson found? Is that the reason they could be heading to DC? If not, do you think they'll get back to it? Honestly, if you guys remember, Dr. Carson and Gabe found that Shaq and the radio was in it. I honestly thought that was a Easter egg and foreshadowing for the storyline with Commonwealth in the future. And for those who don't know, Eugene gets a hold of a radio, he fixes it, and that's how they contact somebody who brings them towards Oceanside, this big, huge community. So I thought that was early setup of the radio. So later on down the line, when Gabriel mentions the shack or where they were, but now that I think about it, wasn't he blind? Wasn't he sick? Would he remember where they were? I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was set up for the Commonwealth. I didn't think there was any other reason for that to be there. Unless they used the radio to get in contact with these people with the helicopter. And because of the radio, we forget about it. And then we hear a voice over the radio, and that's like one of the cliffhangers. That could work if they do use the radio and it plays a part in the helicopter story. Because again, that's something that I have a video that was coming out days ago, but I actually put it off because I'm stumped. Maybe we'll discuss it here. One thing that stumps me is, remember before I made a video and said that something about she lit off the flare to get the attention of the helicopter group, and I was like, they have to be far enough away or else she could just walk there, right? But then someone left a comment and said, well, if they're far away, how would they see the flare? And that got me thinking, wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense. The flare she needs if they're close enough to see it, but if they're close enough to see it, she could just walk to them, you know what I mean? Unless they're high up on a mountain somewhere. So what the hell is going on with this helicopter? Like, it doesn't make any sense. The only thing that can make sense is if she had a way to contact them. I believe they might have shown some way, like radio or something. She contacted them. When they got close, she sends up this flare to let them know that it's safe to land, yada, yada, yada. Now, we did see already there's a helicopter pad, so this might not be the first time this might be a thing that they've done in the past where the helicopter people have touched down. She knows them, she talks to them, yada, yada, yada. But that actually, and a number of things, held off that video because they had the radio and the Commonwealth and all this other shit, the helicopter. It just doesn't make any sense yet. I'm actually really excited with the reveal of the helicopter because I'm like, none of it makes sense, man. Nothing happened to Jeffrey Dean Morgan. People keep asking what happened to him. I didn't hear anything. What?
I beat your score. I'm at 100,000.
Don't talk to me.
105,000.
Don't talk to me. No one told you to beat my score. How dare you?
And I got you another level.
Oh, nice.
16.
Ronnie, you said Oceanside, but you meant to say the Commonwealth. Yeah, not Oceanside, Commonwealth. I wasn't even talking about the Oceanside, so if I said that, that was an accident. Why is Abraham directing an episode? Is that official? I heard rumblings that he might be directing. Did they come out with that? I haven't checked today any news articles, but if Michael Cutlitz is directing, then it's just it's something in the industry where you're an actor and you have interest behind the camera. It's common for, people to grow friendships and relationships like that. Same thing with Greg Nicotero. He's working with the special effects, and he shows an interest in filming. You know what I'm saying? So they give him a shot doing a director gig. It's the same thing with Michael Cutlitz. He might show an interest in directing, and friendships are made. Business friendships are made. It's not a stretch for them to invite him out because he has that interest. I'm sure some of these people, still chit chat and stay in contact, and even the people that aren't, actors, people behind the scenes, producers, people at AMC, shit like that. I'm sure that's just all it is. I don't think it's anything that's connected to the show as far as he's directing, so that means this and this and this, Ronnie, after I catch up on Game of Thrones, I'm thinking about starting The Wire. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think about it? The Wire, I love The Wire. I absolutely love The Wire. I did not like the final season, or maybe it was the final 2 seasons, until I rewatched it. When I rewatch it, I find I enjoy the final season better, but it's still, for me, it kind of went out on more of a whimper. The first 3 seasons, in my opinion, I was like, oh my God, this is the new hotness, but I still really enjoy it, and it's a must-see. I absolutely highly recommend that. Charmander. No, I'm going to be full-time YouTube from here on out. Next, I said this coming week was going to be a big week. I think I said it in the Friday the 13th stream, because I'm going to be starting to focus now, because I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes to get set up. But this week I'm going to focus more on actually getting the content out, and also try to keep my head above water with the behind the scenes stuff. I made a mistake. It was actually the week after, but I'm saying screw it, and I'm going to go ahead with sticking with this week. So I'm going to do my best to keep consistent videos coming out. Now keep in mind, the goal is Monday through Friday. A video every day by 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's not always going to hit the deadline, but that is the goal to work towards. You know, some days it might be 4 videos a week, it might be 3 videos a week, but after a few months we're going to get there to where we're set, and then Sunday's the live stream, Saturday's the day off, and there will be more content, more gaming videos. I got a load of Fortnite videos going up, some on this channel and then some on the Ronnie Hayes second channel. So if you're interested in that, definitely subscribe to the Ronnie Hayes second channel. And like I mentioned previously, in the next year to 2 years, the goal will be to transition a lot of the, the quick unedited content, the raw content, transfer that over to the Ronnie Hayes, and then keep the Make It Path Presents for the highly edited, highly polished content and other things as well. The live stream as well. We're going to polish it up, make it look a lot nicer. Have all that other good shit we've been talking about, like a phone line and everything else. It'll be good. It'll be good, but... Is that a burp? That's gross. She probably knew the helicopter was going to be in that area at a specific time. Yeah, that's it. But again, there would need to be some type of communication, right? Or maybe they were here last time and they said we'd be here on Friday at 10:30. I don't know if I buy that. I feel like there'd have to be some type of communication, and then it makes you wonder, well, why can't she just call them up again? But then again, maybe they wasted gas, they can't just come back out. I don't know. Again, it's tricky. It's like, what is going on with this helicopter? The flare doesn't really make sense. Now that All Out War is over, do you think the comic is better than the TV show? For All Out War, I would have to look at them side by side, but off the top of my head, yes. I think the lack of proper budget really affected All Out War on the TV show. Ronnie, did you see Zombieland is greenlit for a whole cast in tow? Wait, with a whole cast in tow? Yeah, I didn't see it was greenlit, but right off the bat, well, here's the tricky part. Is it a sequel? Is it a TV show? If they do Zombieland without the original cast, it's a dud, all automatically. Unless, of course, they have some really, truly gripping and amazing story. We know it's a comedy, so if they have something good story-wise and the cast is on point, it might work. But I feel like they should just let that die and bring on something new, in my opinion. Acidic Wolf. Predictions for Michael Cutlet's director episode. I'm really excited to see how he handles it. I don't even know how to predict a director directing an episode, to be honest. I'm gonna look in. First thing I'm gonna look into is see if he actually has directed anything in the past, and then get a vibe of his style based off that. Anyone had a chance to play the new game this weekend, The Walking Dead Our World? I'm not. I don't think I'm even gonna get into that. I don't know yet. I don't understand it, I don't think. Someone said it's like Pokemon Go with zombies. I was never into Pokemon Go, but I just don't know if I'm interested in playing a game like that. The trailer should be out next week on Friday. Yeah, it is coming out next week. I cannot wait. Have you seen John Wick? Yeah, I've seen John Wick. I love him. I love them.
He's in Fortnite.
Yeah, they got a John Wick character in Fortnite. Ronnie, love the channel. What story arc would be best to end The Walking Dead, assuming all actors could stay to finish the show after the Whisperers or the Commonwealth? Well, that's a tricky answer, because right now we only have 2 story arcs. The Whisperers, and keep in mind, there's multiple comic story arcs in that, but it's all wrapped around the Whisperers, basically. And then the other story arc would be the Commonwealth. So it's basically a pick between one or the other. And I think, ending it around the Commonwealth, and again, it all depends on what type of ending you're going for. Ending it around the Commonwealth would probably be best, and you would end it on, they are growing with civilization. There's going to be obstacles ahead, but they're doing it. And again, this is tricky to end because it's a franchise. It's not just like, okay, this is the true ending. They don't know if they're going to do something 10 years down the road. So you don't want to finalize it. You see what I'm saying? And again, this is tricky. As a fan, I kind of want it to be finalized, but in the same strength, yeah, leave it open, because you never know in 5 or 10 years if they want to do something. That might be like, you could have some truly amazing stuff that comes from that. So, Aaron, the new... Wait, what? Since Rick saw the helicopter before, is it possible that the helicopter just makes scheduled stops at the dump? That's possible, but if there's scheduled stops, why the flare? Again, only unless the flare means it's safe to land. You know what I'm saying? Corey Baker, would you rather have Daryl or Negan take over the role of Rick? Listen. Yeah, this is another off one too, because I like the Negan character, but as a leader, I don't know if I want that, so I'd probably pick Daryl. Although I think Negan would be a better pick, story-wise, to follow a leader. Daryl just doesn't come off with that leadership, vibe. And keep in mind, for anyone wondering, we saw a piece of leader Daryl. We've had that in the past. And it's fine in small doses, but you can see how Daryl is a leader unless they are really going to try to make that into him learning how to truly lead over a period of time. And that's the only real way to do it. And if you want to see Daryl as a leader, look back to season 4 when they're going on the runs. Daryl was the leader of that run, He's been like a little mini leader on a couple different runs. So he can do it, but his character is a way different version than what we got with Rick as a leader. You know what I mean? So you might be missing out on something like that. I'm going to Atlanta Walker Stalker Con. Are you going, Ronnie? At this time, I don't have any plans, no. I would love to make it out to any con, to be honest, but I don't have a babysitter for longer than a few hours, let alone, I'd probably need like a weekend? Sorry. Oh, let me fix this. Hold on. I didn't want the mic to be real loud when I was screwing the thing back in. Would you rather... What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Didn't they already make a show for Zombieland? I heard they made something and it flopped. What are your thoughts on Preacher? I think it's a great show, but it's not getting a lot of views. I stopped watching it. I'm interested to pick it back up, but some of it just is a little too silly. It gets tricky. It's the same thing with Ash versus the Evil Dead. I love Ash versus Evil Dead. I enjoy it. I watch it. Yada yada yada. But the type of content it is, it's always on the back burner. It's always like I watch it when I get the time and when I'm in the mood, so it's tricky. Like Ash versus the Evil Dead, I haven't even watched season 2 yet. I just never got around to it. But one day I will. I know I will. Same thing for Preacher. Preacher has this element that I really enjoy. In the same strength, there's a lot I would watch, I would put priority over other than Preacher. So it's one of those, for me, it's tricky. I enjoy it, but it's not the first thing I reach to when I want to watch something, Original cast has already been confirmed for Zombieland 2. Didn't some of them die, though? I gotta go back and rewatch that. Remember before season 8, Gimple told us All Out War was going to melt our brains. Laugh out loud, not even close. That's another tricky one. Again, I think they said that the first 4 episodes were going to melt our brains. And I don't see it. I just don't see it. And yeah, there's a lot that went into the production. So as far as how they felt on the production side, because keep in mind, there's so much that goes into the show that we just never see because we're only watching the show and we don't know all the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. But when you're watching it, it's like, no, it didn't melt our brains at all. I think the first one, I don't know, it's like, I don't know. Now, maybe on paper it seemed a lot more epic than it ended up coming out to be. Because like I said, I did have problems with how the directors filmed some of the action moments. Some of it felt stale. It was a little too structured. I thought there was, I'm down at the bottom, but I thought there was, yeah, right here. We're missing some super chats. Let me see. Dude Guys with a $5 super chat support. Hey man, remember the 40-second video of what I got for the new movie so far? I'll show it to you next Sunday. Still drawing the poster. I don't remember. Oh, okay. Remember you're going to send a video? I don't remember any of that. I know you were going to send something. I don't remember. It was 40 seconds, right? Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. 40-second. Yeah, I don't know what that is of what I've got so far for the movie. I'll show it to you next Sunday. Still drawing the poster. But I knew you said you were going to do like something and send it for us to watch. Yeah, so definitely do that. I didn't know it was going to be 40 seconds. I don't know if you mentioned that before or not. Kyle B with a $5 super chat. Q&A. Do you think we will get a surprise announcement this Comic-Con other than Rick or Shane? Thanks. Keep up the great work. Yeah, thank you very much for the super chat support, Kyle and Dude Guys. And yes, I do expect some type of surprise at Comic-Con. 2 surprises, something relating to The Walking Dead, and then something else relating to the Walking Dead franchise. So that's what I'm expecting. Are we caught up now? Yeah, we're caught up with the super chats. Well, we got some Q&As coming in. Jim says, I wouldn't be upset if they just skipped the whispers. Get the fuck out of here, Jim, right now. Get your shit and get the fuck out. They are way too comic booky. I'd get the fuck out. I just don't buy that it could be done in a realistic way. Jim, trust me. It could be done in a realistic way. Absolutely. It could be amazing. I mean, man, I'm telling you what. I'm telling you what. Have faith. Doris said your visual keeps going from crystal clear to blurry. You mean pixelated or the focus? Let me check. It's not supposed to be on autofocus. So let me look. Nope, it's not on autofocus. Focus is stuck at what it is. In there. Andy Lincoln is not scheduled to do any Walker Stalker Con this year or next year. He usually attends Atlanta and London. Any thoughts? I would have to look into that to make sure. And nothing against you and the information. I'm not saying you're a liar, but I've had plenty of times where people have said, oh, this isn't happening. Like just recently, someone said Lauren Cohan canceled all her events and stuff like that. And I actually had 3 people back-to-back message me. And then immediately when I looked it up, she was still on the schedule for something, else. And then they just announced she was going to do another thing. And so I don't know if he's gone, and if he is gone, I don't think that's a good sign. But again, I don't know if he is gone all the way. If you yourself saw that he's not on the schedule and it's not looking good, then okay. But if you're getting that from a website or fans or something, definitely double check into it, because lately a lot of stuff has been slipping through that's not accurate, Xena said, will you be playing the Walking Dead Telltale game? Last season is coming soon. I'm so pumped. Yeah, isn't the last season coming out in August? I'm definitely going to be playing that here. I got to get a move on it. I want to get all of it done right up until they release the new episode 1. Because it'll be what? They release an episode every other week or some shit like that. Don't tell me it's every month. It might be every month. So it'd be what? August. Oh, jeez. Ronnie, I listen to you all the time. Love the videos. Are you going to cover the trailer release at San Diego Comic-Con? Oh, absolutely. That's one of the biggest things on the channel, is doing a trailer breakdown. And if you guys got any specific suggestions or how you want it done, let me know. I was thinking about doing the usual, do a reaction video, and then doing the breakdowns and doing them a little bit different, because I think the previous year we just did one long one, so I'm going to try to break them down into maybe 4 or 5 smaller ones. Maybe I'll do like one about the most important stuff, one that has to do with predictions. I might just do one straight breakdown of each thing, but I'm going to kind of keep it snappy. I find that uploading 4 or 5, 10-minute videos or less is a lot better than uploading a 30-minute video where you break the whole thing down, Someone said Z Nation is so bad it's good. I disagree. I just think it's so bad. All Out War suffered from the same thing as every episode, no decent budget. I'll agree to that. Charmander said, see, there you go, Charm. You got an actual good question right here. Keep it up. All right. Did Ezekiel, Negan, and Eugene translate well from comic to the TV? Ezekiel, I think, translated extremely well. There was there's some parts that's off, that's touch and go. I think Ezekiel would have benefited from them dropping the Ezekiel, the way he talks, to highlight the man underneath a little more often. Make that a clearer thing. But I do think he translated very well from comic to screen. Eugene, I think, translated beautifully, except he seems to be a different Eugene than what we get in the comic book, attitude-wise. But he does translate well to the screen. So he is different to a point, though, where his coming up story, I don't know if we're going to get the same type of Eugene. We might, but Negan's the only one where sometimes I agree and sometimes I disagree. I think toning him down has hurt a lot as far as bringing him from the comic to the TV. Also, certain mannerisms with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, maybe it was how he was directed to do it, or maybe it was how he did it himself. But Negan comes off more like he's trying to be menacing on the show. And in the comic, you get that here and there. But it's more like a big, loud child, That's a terrible way to describe it. But you feel like this Negan is a guy who's loud and obnoxious and roaring. And even when he's serious, he's still joking at times, he's blowing up Alexandria, yelling about how awesome the grenades are. And then he's just like, geez, calm down, Dwight. Stop taking it so serious. So I think there's just an element that got mixed in the translation that kind of takes away from the Negan character. And I think it's that, take away that menacing side, or ease up on that menacing side some, and have that loud, joking, jovial villain Negan. Ahmed Lindsay or something. I screwed up your name. I apologize. You said Daryl's character ruined other characters such as Tyrese, Abe, Carl, Jesus, and others, and I will partially agree with you on this. Absolutely. Having Daryl, Rick's right-hand man, and having him in certain scenes, it does take away from, especially Tyrese and Abraham, I feel a lot. Jesus, I don't blame it on Daryl. I blame it on just them not putting enough out there for him to do. He wasn't involved in All Out War as much as he should have been, We're talking about anything tonight. Let me see. Howard Huang said you sent someone an important email. Or are you talking about me? Where'd you send the email to? I can't see your other comment. I don't know if you're talking to me or someone else. Let me see here. Trying to find some other questions. Yeah. Howard Hung. What email? What information? It looked like you were trying to send me an email, I think. If you weren't so busy typing stupid shit, then maybe you'd hear him talk about the questions you ask. I know who that goes to. I like reaction. Oh, I agree. Abraham was the man. I missed the shit out of him, but Negan never could have broke Abraham, and he knew it. Ronnie, you think they cut the budget of All Out War to make the Whisperers epic? No, I think they cut the budget because the millionaires raking in money want more than they deserve, to be honest. It's the only rational explanation. AMC and everyone who's making bank off of The Walking Dead, they're keeping more and more to themselves when it should be going into the show. And I feel like it perfectly goes like this. The fans are loving it. We don't need to spend that extra, $5 million. We could just keep it for ourselves. The fans will love. It doesn't matter if we do a $1 million episode or a $7 million episode. The fans will love it no matter what. Now we're getting to the point where, now it's shaky ratings wise. So now it's kind of like, well, was that a smart idea? Before, they were able to make it work. But the biggest problem, their attitudes towards the budget, the people behind the scenes, suffocating the budget, essentially, it works. It worked for them. It was doable up until they hit Alexandria. From that point on, you were really expanding the world, and I don't think it was doable. And slowly, it took a couple seasons, but it started really attacking the storytelling, not having the proper budget for the storytelling. What other comics do you read? I read Southern Bastards. That's a good one. Outcast. It's been, like I said, it's been a few months since I got up to the comic shop, but Paper Girls started out good. It was like 4 girls in this little town in the 80s and delivering papers, and they run into like someone with a time machine. It was kind of like a mix, like Stranger Things. So that was pretty neat, but now it's taken this weird turn and some other shit, and it's I don't know, it's getting a little what was it, Southern Bastards, Outcast, obviously, the Possession one, that's still going. What else I like? Paper Girls was good. I know I'm gonna forget some. The Walking Dead, Oblivion Song's a new one with Robert Kirkman that's out. Gasolina, I think I'm on issue like 5 with that. I have the rest reserved at my comic shop. Ronnie, would you be cool if they pushed the Whisperers introduction back and insert some original story for about 4 or 5 episodes, an interesting original story? Yeah, I would be cool with that, again, as long as it's good. And I actually believe they're going to do that. And that's what one of the videos that I'm bringing out is about. It's about them putting original content ahead of the Whisperer War, or the Whisperer storyline. What are your thoughts on the MonsterVerse, Godzilla and every giant iconic monster? I think it's pathetic. Franchises are doing well, sure, nowadays, everyone. Marvel with the cinematic universe. And it's something that, we've had these universes in comic books for a long time, but it's something that now they're thinking, oh, we'll do it in movies and TV shows, and it's getting a little out of hand. I think with the right people, anything could be done. Absolutely. You could have, like, the Mummy and whatever they wanted to do with the Mummy and Frankenstein. With the right talent behind it, you could do something amazing. But they flopped already, right out of the gate. With the Mummy movie and whatever the hell else they had. Same thing with the MonsterVerse. It could work, but you got to have the right people making the right story for it to work. Do you think the voice actor for Lee could have played Ezekiel? I don't know. Voice acting and regular acting is very different, and I've only ever seen him do voice acting. I've never actually seen him act, so I'd have to see how he acted. As far as how he looks, sure, he looks the part, absolutely. You know what I mean? So if he could act, it wouldn't be, he could just show up and do it. Ronnie, why do you think AMC hasn't figured out more money per episode the better the show will be? It's greed, but it's their cash cow as well. It baffles me. Well, I believe they know it. I 100% believe they know it, but I also believe in the back of their mind, they also knew back then that there's a way to do it without, that much of a budget. And sometimes they're justified. To them, I think they believe they're fully justified. Because keep in mind, and this is something I've been saying for a while, The Walking Dead and its popularity and how big it's gotten is making AMC, or did make AMC, a household name more than they were before. AMC was known, but not to the younger crowd, not to the up and coming. You know what I mean? Oh, I need a drink. AMC used to show old movies and shit. People in their 40s and 50s and 60s knew AMC, yeah. But the younger crowd, the up-and-coming crowd, so in their mind, they used the popularity of their shows, mainly The Walking Dead, because of how big it was. And they want to turn AMC into a network that's doing its own original content. So they feel justified because they're not looking at it like the one show and just telling that one show. They're looking at it from the perspective of, this is for our network for the next how many years to keep it going, for the lifetime of the network. So, I don't know. Now I feel like they should have woken up. Season 8, definitely. All Out War. They should have had a budget increase. It should have been in the news even. It would have been good news to talk about. And then season 9, yeah, that should have been one of the first things they did, is raise the budget by a minimum of $1 million to $2 million each episode. How would you recast as Rick? Who would you recast as Rick Grimes? I would never do a recasting, or I would never support a recasting, to be honest. Even if they could, like, I love The Walking Dead, and if Rick leaves, so be it. I'm still gonna give the show a shot. But if they announced and did a recast, I'm not sticking around. I do not do recastings. I don't like it. Don't support it. One of the biggest things, it's not like I stick my nose up to it, or I'm too good for a recasting. It just pulls me out of the story. I can't follow the story. It just, I lose everything. Ronnie, do I like space films like The Martian with Matt Damon? Do you like them? I don't know. Do you? Do I? Sometimes, if I'm in the mood. Wait, hold on. Where'd that... hey, Ronnie, have you read the post-apocalyptic comic Crossed? It's kind of like The Crazies, except really, really over-the-top disturbing. Yes, I think there's like different ones though. It's not like The Walking Dead where you pick up issue 1 and you read. It's like Crossed, and it'll have a subtitle, and it's like an anthology. It takes place in that universe. So I picked up one that was called Family Values, I think. I went into my comic shop. People were like, oh, Crossed, it's post-apocalyptic, and I picked it up. And I read it and was like, I'm done. I don't ever want to read this again. And yeah, it's over the top disturbing, sure, but that isn't what did it for me. What did it for me was the characters. It was like they had characters stick together that would kill each other the moment the other person fell asleep. But they had them stick together only because the writer wanted a conflict. They wanted tension. And it was like, this isn't realistic at all. This is actually kind of dumb. So I didn't make it past that one. I think it was like the first volume of Family Ties, I think Family Values. If you go ahead and look it up, you'll see what I mean. It was like, this is dumb. Dude guy said, I'm making it 40 seconds because I know you're busy, dude. Oh, no, dude, make it however you want. I know I didn't mean it by that. I meant it like, I felt like if it was 40 seconds, if I heard that before, I would have known. Oh, I just don't remember you saying it was 40 seconds. It could be 20 seconds. It could be, 400 seconds. Do what you do, man. AMC was a newish company with a tiny audience. I watched AMC because of the reruns of The Godfather. Yeah, that's the thing. They used to just rerun old stuff, but they wanted to get into making their own original content. And I feel like they leaned too much on The Walking Dead, and I feel like it propped them up, but it hurt them to some degree. Ahmed said, Ronnie, can you do a shorter video after the live stream? Last season couldn't watch your reviews because they were too long. I really want to watch them, but I didn't have enough time. I think it was last year, I talked about editing the first impression review portion out. But if you guys really want, I've been thinking about this more and more. Like the very next day, I can do a slimmed up 3-minute review. I just didn't know people would want it, And in the review, keep in mind, I like doing a 15-minute discussion review, but if you guys just want me to stick with some of the basics, like here's a recap of the story, here was the best parts, the highlights, here's what I loved or didn't like, and then boom, 3-4 minute video for a review, I think that's definitely doable. It's more doable than doing a whole new 15-minute review, edited and all that, but it would be edited, it would be polished, it would be, I likely wouldn't be on the screen as much, it would be images from the episode, but I could do a 3-minute review if you guys like it the next day. So Sunday night would be the live stream, Monday night at 6 p.m. would be the mini review. Howling Wolf said, Ronnie, how long do you think it's going to take for Bigfoot's sister to get a movie with today's movie climate? Not long. There's a Trev and Ronnie war in the comments. It's on fire. Yeah, people like to get YouTubers against each other. I don't know why. I think since we got YouTuber boxing's a thing, people just go nuts. They want to get YouTubers attacking each other. Now I live close by where they do the scene. Better Call Saul. Wait. Acidic Wolf. Yeah, we're ending the live stream soon, so get your last couple questions in. I'm looking for some good questions. Acidic Wolf said, do you think they'll introduce the Whispers in the same way as the comics, as in the TV show, or in a totally different and creative, more horrifying way? I think it will be similar, but remixed, and I think they're going to utilize characters that we know a little more. I don't, like in the comic, it was definitely new characters. So, again, I know it's general, but I think it's going to be similar, but definitely remixed. Like, for example, in the comic, they were, regular guys, new characters looking for, walking beyond the border, the boundary. I think when they remix it, it'll be people we know, and they'll be doing something for the community. See what I mean? Where you have people out there, but in the comic they were just checking out the boundary or some shit like that. And in the show, it'll have something to do with our group and scavenging or setting up something, Is it confirmed that Lincoln isn't going to San Diego Comic-Con? I didn't see it confirmed. Other people talked about it, but I don't know. Charmander said, last week you said showing a cure would end the series, but what's wrong with stopping your show in season 9 or 10? It had a great run. Well, Charm, the problem is you're looking at it as a show, and that's not what it is to the people making money behind the scenes. It's a franchise now, whether you like that or not. So it's not about this story and telling it to its end, This is about keeping the franchise alive. I know it's entertainment, but at the end of the day, it's a business. To the people behind the scenes, this is a business. They don't want to end it because it's making them millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So why would they end it? For us as fans, it would be like, it's a great story. You're Breaking Bad, good story, yada, yada, yada. But the money's there to be made. So the show might last a couple seasons and then end eventually, but the franchise is going to live on. Dylan said, have you seen Good Time? I haven't seen that at all. Or maybe I did and I just don't recognize that name, you know? It sounds familiar. Worst character of all of Walking Dead? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Jake said, when Ronnie says he's ending the stream soon, that really means like an hour from now. Laugh out loud. This time, no, it's really ending. I'm actually going to let my daughter use the internet before bed, hang out and stuff. So I'm letting her stay up an extra half an hour. So that's why I definitely got to get her off to bed. So Acidic Wolf said, I think Eugene and Rosita should be the first to encounter them. I still want the mystery, though. I really love that part where people are genuinely freaked out. So I'm curious to see how they remix that. As long as they keep some of that, you know, that mystery and suspense. Dude, guys, with a $2 super chat. Jesus is more Maggie's right-hand man. Yeah, at this time, we don't know if Daryl's going to be living there, though. Staying at the hilltop. So he might end up, ironically, becoming, you know, Maggie's right-hand man. I say that ironically because fans were just saying that Daryl takes over the storylines, and this would be another perfect example of, instead of Jesus being Maggie's right-hand man, he went from pushing people away from Rick to now Maggie. It's like, come on, guys. What are you doing? Mike asked Ronnie, what do you think about the Spawn remake? I want it to do well. I really want it to do well. My brother was actually the first one to put me on the Spawn. As a matter of fact, when McFarlane Toys sent me the Spawn to review, I had told the girl, I was like, I told her how I got into Spawn. I was like, oh, my brother did it, yada, yada, yada. So McFarlane seems like a cool enough guy. He actually signed a Spawn figure for my brother and sent it in with the box of the Spawn color tops to review. And I want it to be good. Absolutely. And I think from the casting, there's a lot of promise. So I'm hoping it comes out great. What do you think this year's after the credit teaser and the trailer will be? I'm shooting towards a Heath or Sherry tease. I don't, you know, honestly, with a new beginning, I hope they do away with that. It had a purpose because Beth was taken, and that was like the surprise bit that's separate. Anymore, it feels like they're riding off of an idea they had that doesn't fit organically like season 5 did, you know? So I'm good if they do away with it, you know? Q&A, are you expecting some explanations from the powers to be at Comic-Con? I have a feeling that panel is going to be depressing as hell. I was expecting it, but now with them talking about, oh, we can't talk about that and yada yada yada, I'm hoping they're saving it for Comic-Con, and I'm hoping they're not gonna try to dodge it, because if they do, it's gonna be a shit show, you know. Rogue says, this is just me, but if Rick dies, I'm done. If he leaves and eventually comes back, I'll still watch. I think a lot of people feel that way. Ronnie, do you like the new Predator? I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be good because I love the Predator franchise. All right, last few questions here to end the night. Here, Charm asks, what was the scariest horror movie you have seen as an adult? And I don't know. There's a lot that I enjoy. They just don't scare me, you know? I'm still looking for one. Hey, Ronnie, I would recast Rick with original choice from Frank Darabont, which is Thomas Jane. What do you think? He would be awesome. I feel the same way. I like Thomas Jane. I would be gone. I'm not sticking around. Not for a recast. How do you think Rosita and Eugene's relationship will be handled this season, since they've known each other the longest out of everyone else? Well, I think they're going to be close, but nothing like the comics. I think they'll have a mutual kind of friendship, respect grow out of, you know, the time jump and what happened at the end of season 8. But I think that'll be it, you know. Benjamin Scofford, do you have any ideas for another goal the characters could work towards aside from a cure? To make the story more interesting, I'd love to see them working towards something new. For right now, maintaining the communities and a structure within the communities of civilization. And I'm talking about trade and all that, work towards that, towards peace and getting along, and how they live in this new world. And again, that is just the underlying story mixed in with all the other interesting conflicts and stuff. Charms said, I just saw 28 Days Later. Crazy how similar it was to episode 1 of The Walking Dead, right? Did Kirkman copy them? I believe Kirkman said officially that no, he didn't. It was just a coincidence. But yeah, that was something, and this is why I think it's funny, because when Kirkman was doing The Walking Dead, people would say, you know, oh, what was his name? George Romero. Zombies are his playground. You know, don't do zombies. And then when I was doing Doomsday Kingdom, we got comments. We were like, well, what's the point of doing a zombie thing? The Walking Dead is out there. And it's like, everyone has problems when they do the zombie genre. You always get people saying, you can't do it because George Romero's doing it. You can't do it because Robert Kirkman's doing it. And it's like, but yeah, that was the same thing when issue number 1 came out. If you look at the old stories and shit like that, and I think even in the letter hacks, people were asking, because it's the same thing. Rick wakes up in the hospital in a coma, and then in 28 Days Later, which actually came out before The Walking Dead, that guy woke up in the hospital. You know what I mean? So it is really similar. But I think he said it was just a coincidence. The original idea was, it's actually out there. It was Rick and Lori watching the news, and there was a knock at the door, and it ended up being a zombie, and that kicked it off. And Lori's name was actually Carol. Fun fact for those who don't know. In the comic, her name was Carol, and then it was changed around to Lori. Anyway, and then I think one of the producers made a comment about something or other. I think it's in the behind-the-scenes stuff, and he changed it to Rick waking up from a coma. Do you think they're going to bring back Dwight and Sherry? At this time, I don't have any reason why they wouldn't, you know. Ronnie, with the upcoming departures of Rick and Maggie, maybe. Do you think we'll get any new characters to join the survivors, or is it already too crowded? I think we will get new characters, but I think it's a mistake, and it's already too crowded. All right, last, what do we got? I'm looking for a last good question or two. Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Jake said, I think it's kind of a slap in the face to Lauren if it's true about Norman getting $20 million when she was just wanting a little bit more and they wouldn't budge. Yeah, I don't know the details behind the scenes, but if that is all true, yeah, ouch. Okay, Mojo Jojo just said, well, this isn't really a question, but I'm getting clout, and I'm going to give you the biggest super chat you've ever gotten. I promise it'll have 3 zeros. My guy, remember this. Okay. You got it, bud. You got it. That's interesting. I'm going to keep your name fresh in my mind. And thank you for the support. Dude Guys says, when do you think Dwight will die in the comics? I wouldn't imagine for a little while yet. Monster Man Alex with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much for the support. Vin Valley with a $2 chat. Can I get your go ahead for a MAPP logo tattoo? Oh, if it's a tattoo, go ahead and then send me the picture on Twitter. But you got it, my man. Go ahead and get that tat. All right, last question to end the night. And again, thank you everyone for coming out and hanging out with us on a Sunday night. We always come out, if you're new here, we always come out to chit-chat about things. 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, between 10:30 and 10:45. Sometimes I'm a little late, but things are about to start picking up. This is the last week of downtime. Starting next week, we're going to have a lot of stuff to cover with the new trailer for The Walking Dead. Fear the Walking Dead is going to be making a return, so we're going to be discussing the episodes every Sunday night right here at Make a Path Presents. Johnny says, Ronnie, if the Whisperers show up and are very disappointing, will you stick around and watch? I might have to bounce if they screw up the Whisperers. Well, I'm definitely going to finish it. I definitely want to see, you know, but if it's disappointing, that's going to suck. I mean, there's no two ways around it. Yeah, someone said, Mojo Jojo said, The Walking Dead came out in 2004. I believe 28 Days Later came out in 2002. Yeah, the specifics are The Walking Dead came out in 2003. And yes, I do believe 28 Days Later came out like the year before that. So. I don't know how to highlight the names either. All right, thank you guys for the support on Patreon, the support in the Super Chats. Next week, I hope, a lot of you guys have been yelling at me to get the Streamlabs up and running. Next week, I hope we're going to have that done. I had it pulled up. I was in the middle of signing up and doing all that crap before we started this live stream, but this coming week's going to be very busy, so look forward to some content hitting the channel. And don't forget, if you like some additional content, more and more stuff as the weeks go on are going to be uploaded at the Ronnie Hayes channel. You're going to see more of Juliet as well. She's been talking to me about starting her own little channel. She wants to upload some Fortnite stuff, so we're going to have that coming as well. Just a little fun project channel. So thank you very much for the support, and I think I got everything. The mods, thank you for the mods coming out, holding it down again every single weekend. And if I missed a thank you to anybody, trust me, I'm sorry. I meant to get you, but I don't know. I feel like I'm missing somebody. I really do, but I'll thank you next week, I guess. All right. Have a good night. See you tomorrow for, I believe, I'm not even going to say what video is coming tomorrow because I think we're going to change it. I'm expecting some type of news to drop tomorrow about The Walking Dead, and we'll wait and see. But I do have a video coming up about what we're not going to see in The Walking Dead, and I believe this is like pretty certain. So, good night, guys. Have a good night. Have a good night. Whatever. I fucked it up. I fucked up the ending. I ruined it. I suck at life.